Hello, everybody. What is up? Welcome back. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day thus far. Before we jump on into it today, this is your reminder that tarot is a divination tool. It's an intuitive practice. Please take what resonates, leave what does not resonate behind. There's nuance to every conversation, and I am bound by time, so I can't go over every little single nuance. Keep that in mind throughout the reading. With that, welcome to Who Is He and When Is He Going to Find You? So we're covering his personality. We're covering who he is to you. Is he your husband? Is he your boyfriend? Is he someone that you're dating for a period of time? Is he your twin flame? Who is he? Is he your soulmate? And then obviously when he's going to be entering your life or when he's going to find you. This is meant to be for individuals who are attracted to men. Obviously, if you are attracted to women, you could also utilize this reading if you wish, but I am focusing on the people today who are attracted to men. So, with that being said, we have group 1 with Fortune, group 2 with Prophet, group 3 with the Military Man, and group 4 with Judge. If you guys need a moment to meditate on which pile is calling your name, you guys are free to do that right now. And if you want to pick more than one, I would suggest today that you don't, but if you want, you are an adult, you have free will, you could do as you please. Once you guys pick your pile, please check out the description box where I've left you timestamps for when your reading will start. And with that, everybody, I'll just see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your guys' reading. We are going to start off with our singular dice. Unfortunately, when I do the personal readings, you guys, sometimes I do misplace the dice because I don't use them when I'm doing the personal readings. So I don't know where the other one is. But with that, we will just roll one dice. Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. Capricorn, and let's do one more. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, everybody. Okay. That could be your Sun, Moon, Rising. This other person's Sun, Moon, Rising, you guys. If it's not your sign, don't worry. The dice or the die in this situation is extra. It's dessert. As always, if you guys do want a personal reading, I only restock those on the 1st. The link for that is in my description box. Can I please get... So who is he? This is a whimsical man, group number 1, okay? This is, oh, I love this. This is a man who is soft. This is a man who is kind. This is a man who's very loving and considerate. I have a tremendous amount of respect for men like this because the man that is going to be finding you is a man who is very much in touch with his feminine side. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a really strong bond with a woman in his life, his mother, his grandmother, maybe his sisters or sister. But I really do believe that he possesses a tremendous amount of feminine energy, okay? Now, sometimes when that shows up, I do see that as a man who can't or won't embrace his masculinity. I don't think that's the case here. The reason why I'm seeing a lot of feminine strength, right? We have the Empress, we have the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups isn't necessarily feminine, but the 10 of Cups is talking about having what you want and feeling really whole and complete on an emotional level. So when I read that for a man, right, when the 10 of Cups is representing who a man is, that tells me he's very much balanced and he has a healthy relationship internally. Like he feels good about himself. He's confident with who he is and he is capable of achieving satisfaction. I would say that a lot of times I can read male energy as a little bit empty or less full than feminine energy. But with this specific man, it does feel like he has a very full life and a very full heart. The Empress showing up, this is telling me that this is, again, a man who is very much in touch with his feminine side. I believe he has a tremendous amount of respect for women and a tremendous amount of respect for feminine energy. With the Moon showing up, this tells me that he is somebody who's very intuitive or a good judge of character. I believe that he's able to walk into a room and read that room very clearly. I do also see this as somebody who perhaps is not what they present on the surface, right? There's more to them that meets the eye. This is not somebody who's going to lay all their cards out on the table right away. It's going to take time for them to reveal or open themselves up to a person or to a group of people. Who is he? A magician. So he's quite talented at getting what he wants. I also do read the magician as somebody who is very talented in general, somebody who, for the most part, carries a tremendous amount of skill set, right? This is somebody who's intelligent. This is somebody who has been given opportunity. This is somebody who has everything that they have needed in their life in order to succeed. Now, right, there are many people who are given everything that they need in life and they don't succeed. So what is the difference between a person like that and the person that we are talking about here today? This person is willing to utilize the tools in front of them. So oftentimes I read this as a person who's very resourceful, as a person who, yes, has been given opportunity, but they utilize that opportunity. They take advantage of that opportunity. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. Can I have one more? Okay, so a little bit more of his masculine characteristics are shining through at this point. So number one, the 8 of Cups, I don't believe that this is an individual who's going to stay where they are unhappy, right? This person is very focused on what they want to achieve and where they see their lives overall. And if what they are currently experiencing or what's in front of them isn't that, they will move on. They will let go. This is somebody who has the ability to let go. The 7 of Swords is also indicating that, right? The 7 of Swords talks about a person who is willing to make really difficult decisions. And sometimes those difficult decisions are not looked at fondly. Sometimes those difficult decisions are looked at as like, oh, you're being shady, or you're being cruel, or you're being unkind. And the reality is this person, when backed into a corner, will make the decision that they have to make, right? They will do what they have to do in order to move forward or in order to survive. This is referencing cutting off the excess or removing what is no longer needed in order to move forward, okay? We have the 4 of Wands, which tells me again that this person is somebody who's very stable, reliable. I do believe that this person believes in the constitution of marriage. I do believe that this person believes in long-term commitment. With the Ace of Cups, right, this is really talking to us about their emotional depth and their ability to pull from an emotional place. This again goes back to their more softer side or their more nurturing side. With the Knight of Wands, this is talking about somebody who is a go-getter and very passionate. Again, this is more so leaning us towards their more masculine qualities or their more masculine characteristics, right? Somebody, and obviously you guys, right? Women are capable of being like this too, but this is oftentimes a drive to pursue or to achieve. So with that, can I please get a message on who they are? We have envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So I do believe that this person lives a life that others may be envious of, okay? I don't know if that's their friends or if that's particular family members or colleagues or something like that, but I do believe that this person lives a very blessed life. They have been very fortunate. I do also believe that they have utilized the blessings that they've been given, right? They utilize their intelligence. They've utilized their resources in order to achieve what they have set out to achieve. They have not squandered their opportunities, right? We also have worry here. I'm going to have to lift this. I'm learning that worry does not change the outcome. Okay, so again, this is giving more of a masculine energy of somebody who, instead of sitting around being like, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? This person rather just go and do than to sit around and think about, well, what will happen if I do it and I fail? This person isn't concerned about failure. This person is more concerned about living a life that doesn't feel fulfilled or where they don't feel fulfilled. Okay. Can I get a message for group number 1? We have relationships. Like I said, you guys, I do believe that this person is somebody who believes in long-term commitment, long-term relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. They are seeking a partner. They are seeking a person that they can do life with, a person that they can face life with, right? I don't believe that this is someone who has had very many long-term relationships. I think that they are, again, good at identifying when a person can like be their match versus not. They're looking for something very specific. I don't think that this is a lack of them being able to commit. Again, I think that they are just looking for something very specific. They know themselves, they know what they want, and they know, I feel like they have a good vision of, oh, so sorry guys, what kind of woman is going to fit into their lifestyle. We have fortune. Yeah, I am kind of picking up on like they come from money or their parents hold a higher status in the world and society. I do think that they have also acquired this for themselves, but it's been easier for them to acquire this, right? Because they have been given this. That's not going to be the case for all of you. For some of you, it's going to be the case that they have acquired this fortune on their own. But for the vast majority of you, I wouldn't be surprised if they've had a lot of help from their family members, which I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that is, I think everybody should have opportunity from their family. I think everyone's family should be able to give them help and give them the best opportunities in life, right? I know not everybody's capable of doing that, but I think ideally that is what everybody would get. The fact that we have marriage here, you guys, I am assuming that we're talking about the man you're going to marry, group number 1, okay? Again, with the 10 of Cups here, the 4 of Wands, and now we have marriage and relationship showing up, right? I'm assuming this is the man that you are going to marry. Now, I'm going to continue to pull, and if this keeps showing up, then we will touch on this again. But for right now, will just say that this marriage is representing this person's desire to be committal, this person's desire to commit, this person's desire to have a life partner. Again, I don't think they're afraid of commitment. I think that they are just very clear on what they want, or what they envision their life to be. Can I have a message? Who are they? Strength. So this is somebody who is incredibly strong. This could be physical strength. This is very, very much emotional strength. The initial thing that showed up for me is this is somebody who is emotionally very strong. And maybe I didn't make that very clear when I was talking about the feminine energy, right? Oftentimes when I do see feminine energy, I see emotional strength. I see a person who's very resilient. And then we have that confirmed here. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina. I empower. We have destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. That goes back to worry, right? This is a person who has trust. This is a person who has faith in their path, and they're not going to sit around and worry about the what ifs. They're not going to sit around and worry about, ooh, if I do this, maybe this will happen, right? This is somebody who lives in the moment, and I believe they are more so a present focused person. They're not too much focused on the future. They're not too much focused on the past. They feel very grounded in the present. And then we have trust. I'm safe, I'm secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. When I see this is telling me that this person is a very safe person, right? This is somebody who is secure, and that's something, again, that I touched on in the beginning of the reading. This feels like a man who is very secure with himself. This feels like a man who has had an incredible mother like raise him and teach him how to handle his emotions and teach him how to like face the world in a way that's not toxic or like a need to overly present as masculine. He's comfortable in his skin. He knows who he is, and he feels very grounded in that. Okay. Who is he? Occupation. You may be meeting this man through work. We have a wealthy man. Okay. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a background of coming from a family that has a significant amount of means. We also have a mature man. So that is something that is, again, shown up from the first few cards that we pulled. I feel very strongly that this is a very mature individual. Wouldn't be surprised if this is somebody who possesses a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. I wouldn't be surprised if they're very well traveled. Okay. Now, in this reading, you guys, we're not going to be focusing too much on their physical appearance. I'll pull a little bit on that, but we're not going to be focusing too much on that aspect of it. Can I have a message on who? Oh. Cardinal energy with Aries and Capricorn. So again, you guys, I love this person. Their energy is magnificent. Their energy is a combination of, again, like having this really soft feminine side, and then also having this strength, this masculinity, this ambition, this being grounded and realistic. I feel like this naturally is somebody who is very masculine, but because of the way that they were raised, they have an appreciation for femininity. They have an appreciation for women and, again, the softness that women bring to the world. So with Aries, this is independent, bravery, and passion. Capricorn, this is ambition, realism, and methodical steps. I do believe this is a very intelligent person, a very driven person. Again, they possess a tremendous amount of masculinity. When I read Capricorn energy, when I read Aries energy, I see that as the epitome of masculinity. So I love this. I really do love this. We have the 8th house. This is transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacies. Now, the 8th house is the house of death. The 8th house is the house that is talking about things coming to a close, things coming to an end. That is why we have this bird of bones, if you will, representing death. So when I see that, I do see this as a person who perhaps has had to face heartbreak early on in their life through the loss of a loved one. Perhaps this person has lost friends. I also do see this as somebody who perhaps is a little bit more serious. The 3rd house, this is early childhood learning, relations, rational mind, and communication. So with the 3rd house, this is going to be representing a person who is a good communicator or who is talented at communicating with a wide variety of individuals. I would also see the 3rd house as somebody who has a mind that is teachable, right? And we have Sagittarius. So they have a little bit of an adventurous side to them. I don't think this side comes out all the time. I don't think this is something that is their baseline, but they do have this really fun, explorative side to them. I don't think explorative is a word, but this is optimism, exploration, and freedom. So they're a little free. They like to have fun. They like to travel. They like to experience new things. I don't think, again, this is something that they're doing on a daily or regular basis, but they do have this side to them. With that being said, you guys, I do want to pull just a little bit from my satchel and then get a timeline of when they are finding you. Hold on, guys. 6 did fall onto my lap just now. Okay. Okay. That is all we're going to pull for that. We have intense eyes, an average body build. We have M. I want to marry you. Okay, guys, this is your husband we're talking about, okay? I completely forgot that I was needing to identify who this person was in that regard. This is your husband. I want to marry you. I want to bite you. I will say this, you guys, the 8th house also speaks about taboos and perhaps intimacy and different extremes of that. Now that's going to mean something different for different people, different comfort levels, yada, yada. I also don't want to go too deep into this for the reasons I've stated previously, but I want to bite you and the 8th house may be connected, okay? We have same city, we have autumn, and we have take action, which this is a very action-oriented man. Can I have a message on who he is? Oh, no, thank you so much. Can I have a message on when he is finding group number 1? When is he going to find? Next winter. Okay, group 1, that is everything that I have for you. I do hope that today's message was helpful. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you. I'm sending you guys so much love, and that is all I've got. So, bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your guys' reading. We are going to start off with our singular die today. I don't know where the other one is, so sorry, guys. We have Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Gemini again. Libra. If we get Capricorn, I'm going to freak out. Virgo. A lot of cardinal energy is here though, you guys. So this person may be a leader or possess leadership qualities, right? They're going to take initiative. They're going to take action. As always, if you guys do want a personal reading, I only restock those on the 1st of every month. The link to my Etsy shop is in my description box if you are ever interested. Again, those are only available on the 1st of every month. With that being said, can I get a message for group number 2 on who he is? Who is he? Who is he? This is quite intense. So, guys, I need more information than this. What I can tell you about this person is that they are very intense. You will view this person as somebody who is quite monumental in your life. So a very important person in your life. When you're 80 and 90 years old and you're looking back on your life, you will view this person as somebody who is very important to you. Okay. I'm not really getting much more other than that they are very important. For some of you, you may see this person as a soulmate. Who are they? I would say that this is somebody who's very financially responsible. Who are they? Virgo energy is here again. So this person may be a Virgo, you guys, or have significant Virgo placements. Okay. So number one, I do think this person is somebody who spends a lot of time in their head. This is somebody who reflects on their decisions quite often, but also the decisions of the people around them. I believe that this is someone who is quite passionate. They may be very aggressive when it comes to what they want or what they are trying to achieve. This person likes nice things. I'm trying to, honestly, you guys, obviously, like, I'm not ignoring the 3 of Swords or the 10 of Swords. These are very intense cards. And that's why I said I believe that this is going to be a very intense relationship. The 3 of Swords tells me that this is heartbreak. Now, is this his heartbreak or is this your heartbreak? I don't know. But that is quite intense emotional pain, right? So this person could have experienced quite intense emotional pain. Same thing with the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is talking about endings, and it's talking about things ending in a way that you didn't necessarily expect and feeling a bit discombobulated with that ending. So I would also identify this man as a creature of habit, right? Somebody who is very much stuck in their routine or stuck in perhaps particular cycles, ways of living, ways of thinking. I do think they have the ability to reflect on that and make change. I just think it's a bit difficult for them to do that, to make the physical change. Okay. Can I please get a bit more for group 2? So other people are physically attracted to this person, okay? I also do believe, you guys, that they are self-aware. Like, they know they're not perfect. They know that they have flaws. They are aware that they could do better in certain areas. People are very drawn to them in a intimate way. And then we have this 5 of Swords. This is knowing when to walk away. Can I get confirmation on that 5 of Swords? Okay. Can I get confirmation? Disappointment. So the 5 of Cups talks about disappointment. The 5 of Swords talks about knowing when to walk away. I don't know how to say this in a nice way, guys. This is the kind of person that, like, when they're disappointed in something, they are more likely to walk away from the thing they're disappointed in than to try to like fix it or try to mend it. That could be, right? Like, you guys get into an argument or a disagreement, and instead of continuing to fight, they decide like, oh, I'm gonna walk away. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I don't think that this is a quitter, but I think that this is somebody who has a hard time spending their energy or their time on things that are disappointing. Again, very financially responsible, very much capable of self-reflection. Physically, they are very attractive. You are going to see them as a valuable person in your life. You may feel unexplainably drawn to them. You may be attracted to them in a way where you're like, I don't know what it is about them, but I just love them, or I'm just really attracted to them. So with that, again, maybe a little bit stuck in their ways, very passionate. Can I get a message on who he is? Surrender. I release my need to control. So I don't think that this is somebody who is outwardly controlling. I think that this person enjoys being in control. They enjoy, again, perhaps being in a position of leadership, but I don't think that they are outwardly controlling. I also believe that this person is somebody who needs to not feel controlled. They need, right, this freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And we have discipline. So they are a very disciplined individual. I believe that they have been able to achieve things that the average person may not be able to achieve. I don't know if that's in regards to like their physical physique, or if that's in regards to their education or their career, or what they have built for themselves, right? I don't know how they have utilized their discipline, but they are somebody who is very disciplined. And if they wanted to accomplish something, they would figure out a way to do it. Okay. Can I get a message for group 2 about who he is? Who is he? Abundant. Again, I believe that he is somebody who likes nice things or likes to have really luxurious experiences. This is Goddess of Abundance Divine. Let me thrive. Let fortune be mine. We have romance. Romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. Yes, this may be somebody who is a bit of a lover girl, or I guess in this case, like a lover boy, somebody who is very romantic or resonates with the feeling of romance, wants to like buy you flowers and write you love letters and do cutesy little things like that. We have dream sweet and sleep deep. Sleep that is deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. I do see this as somebody who is not anxious, right? This is somebody who's very relaxed, somebody who lives a life that is low stress. Okay. Can I please get a message on who? Prophet? Who is he? Jealousy? Do I see that? This is the only card, you guys, that would really indicate that he may be a jealous person or experience feelings of jealousy. Again, going back to the surrender, I can release my need to control. I don't think that he is a controlling man. I do believe that he puts himself in situations where he naturally falls into, like, again, a leadership position, or he naturally falls into a position where he kind of has the upper hand. I don't think that he enjoys naturally being in a position where he can't predict the outcome, right? So maybe that is how he exerts control, but I don't think that he is somebody who is jealous and like trying to control the people that he dates. But jealousy may be a feeling or an experience that he experiences. I don't think jealousy is also necessarily a negative emotion. I think it's just an emotion, right? How you act on it is what makes it negative or not. And then we have some money. So money, profit. I wouldn't peg this individual as somebody who's like a workaholic, but I do think money is really important to them. I do think they work really hard. And I believe that they are very responsible when it comes to their money. They may be the type of person where to them, they see money as a tool. They see money as a resource to obtain what it is that they want. Now, yes, I do believe that this person enjoys experiencing nice and luxurious experiences. However, I don't think that they are reckless with their money. I believe that this is somebody who does invest very well. I do believe that this is somebody who has created a nice financial cushion for themselves. When you meet them, they may be very much tied up in their work or tied up in the focus of their career. Who are they? Who are they? We have adjudication. This person may work in criminal justice or in the justice system. We have a main male, which this is him. And we have a privileged lady. What I would say with this is like the people or the women that date him most likely are going to be women that are very much spoiled by him, right? A privileged lady. When I see a privileged lady and a main male and we are talking about a reading about like who is he, I would read this as a man who spoils the women or the woman that he is with, okay? Okay. Who is he? Libra energy is here again, so for a lot of you who picked this pile, I really wouldn't be surprised if he did work, again, in the criminal justice system. This is consideration, fairness, and harmony. Libra is balance. Libra is also talking about like romance and love, but all in all, this is, right, trying to be fair, trying to keep the peace, trying to look at things from an objective standpoint. So when I see Libra, I do see this as a man who does his best to do good and does his best to be fair. We have Gemini here. This is curiosity, intellect, and networking. Chiron. This is heal and hurt. And we have the 6th house. Like I said, I do believe that this is somebody who is very much stuck in their routine or they are committed to their routine. I think their routine is very productive for them, very positive for them. This is establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details, okay? Very practical individual. Again, I believe that their routine is important to them. Their health is important to them. They have a solid foundation, you guys. You're not going to meet this person and they're going to be lost or unaware of who they are. Their foundation is very solid. I believe this is also somebody who is a big talker, okay? They like to talk. They like to yap. This is somebody who is a talker, is a big communicator. That does not necessarily mean that they are an effective communicator or a good communicator, but they like talking. Chiron showing up as well. This is hurt and heal. So again, going back to that 3 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, I wouldn't be surprised if this person has experienced a significant heartbreak in their life. And the heartbreak that's showing up, it doesn't feel necessarily romantic. It feels like a loss of a loved one. It feels like something that they've had to genuinely get to a point where they're like, all right, I've lost this person. They're not coming back. And I have to learn how to move on, or I have to learn how to continue forward. All in all, you guys, as far as your relationship with this person and who they are to you, I'm not necessarily convinced that this is somebody that you're going to have a long-term relationship with. I will go ahead and see if I can get any information on what the dynamic between the two of you is going to look like, because I feel like in the previous pile, it was very clear who that person was to pile 1. I'm not so clear on who this person is to you. Unplug. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. Again, this person is very committed to what it is they're working on when you meet them. Boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. Finances. Yeah, financial challenges are affecting this connection. Group 2. If this is someone that you're going to have a long-term relationship with, the biggest hurdle within this relationship is going to be this person's work. It's going to be this person's daily rituals, their lifestyle. I'm not sure that their lifestyle upon meeting them is set up for like marriage or longevity. So when you meet this person, just be aware that that may be a challenge that you guys have to either overcome or decide that, you know, it's not something you necessarily want to deal with. With that, we are going to go ahead and pull some notes from our satchel. Who are they? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, you guys, if there is a bit of a contentious relationship between you and this person, especially in the beginning. We have brown eyes. You love the way you feel with them. That's the thing, is like this person does something to you on a soul level, group 2, right? That 2 of Cups. This is like our souls feel intertwined. I don't know why I keep coming back to you. I don't know why I keep choosing you, but I do. So you love the way that you feel with them. We have enemies to lovers. Again, this might be a little bit of a contentious relationship where your lives don't necessarily align, but the feeling you have with them or the experiences you have with them are so intense and so pleasurable that it's like I'm having a hard time feeling like I can move on. You're living your life and you meet this person unintentionally, or they meet you unintentionally. You have true love. So there is love here within this relationship. We have a standout smile and strong arms. Okay, let's get an understanding of when they are finding you. When is he finding the individuals who picked group 2? When is he finding them? Indecisions causing delays, aka his work, his career is causing delays. Okay. We have February in the next couple of years. All right, group 2. So all in all, who is this person? This is somebody who's very disciplined, very driven. This is somebody who loves to yap, loves to conversate. This is someone who requires freedom. This is someone who I also believe they have this like sweet romantic side to them where they enjoy the classic gestures of romance, right? Again, getting you flowers, writing you love letters, taking you on nice dates. I do believe that you have a very intense relationship with this person. Energetically, it feels like, oh, it's hard for me to let go of you. It may, again, especially in the beginning, be this like enemies to lover situation where your lives don't align, but you love each other so much, or the bond that you two create is so intense that it's difficult to let go of. What else can I say about this person? Again, very committed to their routine. They're very financially responsible, very financially aware. They may have little sprinkles of like jealousy. I don't think that they're acting on that necessarily in a negative way. And yeah, all in all, I really can't tell if this is a long-term relationship or if this is just an intense connection that you're experiencing for a little while. But that is everything that I have for you guys, group number 2. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I do hope that it was helpful. Let me know if you know who this person is or if you have an idea of who this person is. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and that is all I got. So, bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your guys' reading. We are going to start off with our zodiac dice. We have Gemini. Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Aries. And Aquarius. As always, you guys, if you do want a personal reading, I only restock those on the 1st of every month. The description box has the link to my Etsy if you are interested, again, on the 1st of every month. With that being said, we're going to jump straight on into who is he. At the end, we will pull when he is finding you. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So he's somebody who's very likable. He is somebody who gets along with most people. I perceive him as somebody who's really hardworking and capable of playing a role in something bigger than himself, right? So he's okay with doing his part, even if he doesn't get all the credit. He's okay with being somebody who is helping something get accomplished or helping a bigger goal get accomplished and not necessarily receiving the credit or the glory for accomplishing said thing. Okay. Can I get a message on who he is for group 3? So we have Strength here. I would say that this is somebody who has a lot of self-control. This is somebody who has been able to tame the, perhaps, I was going to say the demons within. I don't want to use that word, but somebody who is capable or somebody who has been able to tame the darkness that they have within themselves, or the struggles that they have experienced, or what's coming to mind, you guys, is almost like addictive behavior. And I don't mean addictive behavior in a substance way or in a adult beverage way. I mean potentially like things in his life where he has lacked self-control, and getting a hold of that and taking ownership of it and saying, no, like, I'm not going to live my life like this. I'm not going to allow myself to become lazy, or I'm not going to allow myself to fall into repeated patterns. This feels like somebody who's very disciplined, and again, who has had the ability to tame the beast within. Strength also talks about emotional strength, and obviously the things I just named require a tremendous amount of emotional strength. So, who is he? He's very wise. I don't think he's wise in a traditional fashion, but he's very wise. Say he also has interests in things that are perhaps a bit weird or strange, and I do mean that in the best way possible, you guys. He's also going to be somebody who sees the world for what it is. I would say that he's a realist. He's not somebody who is necessarily a pessimist or overly optimistic, but somebody who is more so a realist and can see both the good and bad in the world. It's interesting because I'm picking up on this like religious background, and I'm not certain if he was like raised in a religious house. I don't believe that he is somebody who subscribes to the notion or the idea that there is one belief system that is correct. But he does have a side to him where he does believe in something beyond just what we are experiencing right now. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. I continued to talk and shuffle without realizing that like I needed to cover this Lovers card. I love this deck, but unfortunately that one card really does kind of ruin it for the whole thing, because like I have to always remember to cover it when I use this deck. So I'm sorry about that. As I was saying with the Lovers, you guys, this may be somebody that you identify as a soulmate, or you look at them and you feel like your souls are connected. And then I did shuffle out the Wheel of Fortune, which I cut out just because I don't want to get flagged. So I'm sorry about cutting that portion of it out, but the Wheel of Fortune would also indicate, again, that you see this person as somebody who you are fated to meet. Again, AKA you may see them as your soulmate. It's also very possible that the Wheel of Fortune is representing this energy of you and him, potentially sharing this belief system of fate, or sharing this belief system of destiny. Okay. Can I have, yeah. Their family is religious. Their mother, their father, their grandparents, they come from a religious background. I do think this person has pushed against that, not in an outward way, or not in a way where they are completely like, oh, I denounce this. I don't think they have denounced the religion that they grew up in, but they are definitely more fluid or more open than their family members. Now, I do think that they have still carried some of those belief systems with them, such as maybe, again, like wanting a traditional wedding, or wanting a family life that feels more traditional, or perhaps more familiar is the word I should use. This is contracts. This is, again, walking a very straight and narrow path, which they have deviated from, you guys, at least slightly. Can I get a message? So I would classify this as somebody who is a hopeless romantic. They love love. This is somebody who is, I think, quite sensitive. They're somebody who is connected to their emotions, but I feel like you wouldn't necessarily know that unless you were in a romantic relationship with them, or unless you were like their mother, right? And you got to see them growing up their entire lives and recognize who they are on a more intimate level, or a deeper level, again, such as a relationship with a mother and her child, or a relationship between a man and a woman who are romantically and intimately involved. So They have, again, a sensitivity to them, but I don't think it's necessarily at the forefront. The Seven of Cups, now this tells me that this is going to be somebody who is not desperate. This is a very likable person, okay, you guys? This is somebody where most people are going to look at this person and enjoy the way that they look, enjoy their personality. They are likable to the masses. I do think that in getting to know them, they are a bit, and I mean this with love, they are a bit stranger or a bit more weird than they appear on the surface. And again, I genuinely wholeheartedly mean that with so much love. I believe strange, weird people are the best kind of people. The Tower showing up. So this is intense. I want to actually get a little bit more information. Oh, sorry guys, that was unavoidable. I want to get a little bit more information before I ramble on about the Tower. Can I get some more info on why that's here? Okay, so there's a few things. Number one, it's very possible that they come from a divorced family, like a family of a child of divorce. That's not something that typically is super important, I think, in my readings, but for this person, I do think this is something that has altered the way that they perceive relationships or the way that they perceive life in general. Like, this is something that changed them, okay? Their parents going through a divorce or their parents going through a separation. They feel the weight or the pressure of other people's decisions. The Tower, for some reason, it doesn't feel like something that has happened, like it's happened to them, but not based on decisions that they've made. Does that make sense? They feel the burden or they feel the weight of other people's decisions, and they feel the need to be responsible for other people. And again, I'm assuming that this is more so their family members. It could also be their friends. It could also be their romantic interests, but they feel very responsible for the people around them. All right. Let's go ahead and get a bit more. Can I please get some messages for group? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So this is somebody who loves who they are, which I think is great. Somebody who's confident. I always say this, you guys. If you want to find a person that you can trust, a person, and you know, this isn't 100%, but it is safer to be with somebody who is confident and sure of themselves than it is to be with somebody who's insecure. Why? Insecure people need a lot of validation. So when I see pride show up, when I see I love myself, that tells me that this is going to be somebody who is capable of self-regulating. Again, this makes sense with the fact that we have strength here. We have, I regret, I know that I cannot change the past. What this tells us is that this is somebody who's capable of learning from their past. This is somebody who's capable of looking back with regret. And I think that's important in order to grow and in order to learn from mistakes that we have made previously, is to have regret on things that we did wrong or things that we could have done better at. I have a message on who they are. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So they are not a very judgmental person. Again, I do believe that they have kind of gone against the grain when it comes to their upbringing. I want to get one more from this deck, I think. Okay. I always say that, and it always ends up being more than one. I don't know why I even bother at this point. We have patience and self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Again, I do think this person has a healthy amount of confidence. And they are also somebody who's very patient. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Somebody who's patient, I think, is also really important when it comes to a lifelong partner. With that, who are they? Who are they? Friendship. I bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. So this is somebody, like I said, I think that they get along with a lot of people. I think they have a very large friend group. I think most people who interact with this individual would classify them as somebody who is enjoyable to be around. They would classify them as somebody who's friendly, somebody who's funny and trustworthy, somebody who's kind and patient, someone who's very talented, right? I do think that this person, I'm not exactly sure in what way they are talented, but there's something about them that I do think brings them this confidence or brings them this sense of being very secure within themselves. We have organization, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. So this may be somebody who is classified as a planner or somebody who has a vision for their future and who's capable of executing that vision. We have justice here as well. By the power of 3x3, Matt delivered justice to me. So when I see justice show up, right, this is oftentimes going to be a person who's very fair. This is oftentimes going to be a person who is very middle of the ground, reasonable, capable of seeing both sides of a situation. I wouldn't say that they are an extremist in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't say that. They don't strike me as a person who has very strong or volatile opinions on, right, the way somebody is living their life, or this religion or that religion or this perspective and that. Like, they are capable of understanding a variety of different perspectives. They are capable of understanding or seeing the sides of many different people, many different stories. Okay. Can I have a message for group 3 on who he is? Who is he? Oh, we have Neptune. This is Dream and Transcend. So I think that there is a part of you that views him with rose-colored glasses. I think there's a part of you that when you guys meet, you see all the best things about who he is. You see all the beautiful things about who he is. I also, again, think that there's this indescribable soul connection, tie, whatever you want to call it. It feels like the way you feel about him is something that you can't quite pinpoint why you are in love with him. You can't quite pinpoint why you are so attracted to him. There's just something about him. There's something different. And honestly, like, this is kind of boiling down to the vibe is right, or the vibe is what it is that you're looking for. It's not anything specific. It's not anything tangible. It's something that is, again, a little bit indescribable. Yes, again, we have Pisces here. This is confirming what I'm saying. This is intimacy, intuition, and compassion. So he is somebody who's very compassionate. He may be somebody who is a bit intuitive. I also believe that he has and this is why so many people like him, okay? He has this ability to talk to you and to make you feel like you are the most important person in the world, that what you're saying is the most interesting thing that he's ever heard. He has a really, really good ability, or a really strong ability, at making people feel seen and heard and understood. Okay. And we have Pluto. This is transformation. So he's definitely going to be a man who comes into your life and changes your life. Pluto also has to do with death, right? Pluto is connected to death, the underworld, things like this, taboos. So seeing this, it does make me feel, again, that your life is being significantly altered. There's like, right, prior to him versus after him. Okay. Can I please get a message on who he is? Who is he? Merriment, party. What I'm taking from this is he is going to be somebody who's enjoyable to be around, right? He's going to be somebody who is fun to be around. He's going to be somebody who, like, being with him, it's like, as long as we're together, like, going grocery shopping is fun. Going to pick out paint is fun. Taking a stroll in the park is fun. Being with him is fun. So party, merriment. We have a military man. I think this is, again, talking about his strength. And I am seeing this for the most part, not as physical strength, but as emotional strength, as being very disciplined, as having a lot of self-control. Okay. Who is he? Oh, okay. So we have the main female. We have a gift. He may be a gift in your life. We have messages, and we have the house. I feel like messages is showing up to represent, I think he's better or best at communicating through letters or through text. I think he's capable of getting out all of his thoughts in a more organized fashion when he's writing them down or when he is texting. It's not to say he's not a good communicator, like over the phone or in person, but I think that he is best capable of communicating to his fullest abilities through text or through writing. The house, I do see this as a man who's very protective. I do see this as a man who is, for the most part, very stable. And then the gift, I could read this as like, again, he's a gift in your life, or he is somebody who wants to give to others, somebody who is very giving. I want to understand your guys' relationship a little bit more because I'm not quite certain on what the relationship dynamic here is. And that is a part of this reading. So let's see what we can get with that. What is the dynamic? Spiritual maturity, serendipity. Again, serendipity is like, he's fun to be around. Being around him makes your day a little brighter, a little happier. Spiritual maturity would tell me that he is going to be somebody that you're growing with. So sorry, group number 3. I realized that my mic was dying. So if the audio was a little funky for you guys, I do apologize. I only just realized when I stopped the camera that it was blinking. So I'm so sorry. But I don't want to delete this message. I feel like this is important. So we're going to keep going. Again, serendipity, he is somebody where people genuinely love being around him. You love being around him. Spiritual maturity would indicate to me that there are spiritual lessons or spiritual growth that you are experiencing with him. I do think that there is a lot of references here to our spirit, our soul, right? So again, I'm assuming that your guys' relationship is going to be a relationship where you both consider each other soulmates, or that there's some type of soul connection here. Can I get... We do have love. This is something I'm going to cover up. Again, sorry guys. Okay. I'm going to pull a little bit more on the nature of your guys' relationship again. Can I get... Okay, so this is rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. We have stability. This relationship can stand the test of time. And we have a friendship. This friendship is leading to more. Okay, so what I'm taking from this is a relationship that starts off as friends, and perhaps at one point you reject them or they reject you. It does seem to me that we're circling back and it turns romantic later on, but I don't think initially it's going to be a romantic, like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with them, I'm in love, I found the man I'm gonna marry. It does seem more like a slow burn, or a recognition again that our souls are connected, and then revisiting the connection on a more romantic front. Can I get a message for group number 3 about who he is? Who is he for group 3? Who is he for group 3? Okay. So we have almond eyes, we have brows, we have hazel eyes. 1,000 miles or very far away. I want to say this, you guys, as well. It may be a relationship that starts off online, or it starts off with you guys living very far away from each other. Therefore, there is no choice but to pursue it as a friendship. And maybe there is some type of rejection because of the distance. But I feel very certain that this is a romantic relationship and this is a stable relationship. It just feels like the stability within this relationship happens after you guys have already known each other for a period of time. We have dark eyes. You like them for their personality. We have an oval-shaped face, a reunion. Again, it would appear to me that the time that you guys meet, it's like, for us to be in a relationship, it's not convenient, or it's not like the timing's not right, or it doesn't feel like we can overcome the obstacles of the distance or of the this or of the that. And as time goes on, it's like we can't help but to be in love with, like, we are in love with each other. There's nothing that we can do about this. like we just have to figure out how we're going to make this work. We just have to figure out how we're going to overcome, again, said obstacles. We have round eyes. We have a big smile. I prayed for you. And elegant. So let's get a message on when he is finding you. Oh, we also have far away. Sorry about that. Far away. Again, I feel like for a lot of you, this seems to me like a long distance relationship, or a relationship that starts off where there is some type of obstacle between the two of you that makes it difficult for commitment to take place. I do ultimately think this will be a long lasting relationship, first starting as a friendship, leading to more. Can I get a message for group? We have August, which we are in the month of August when this is being uploaded, so that could be a sign. And then we have the timing is pushed back due to blockages, which is something I just said. So with that, group number 3, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I do hope it was helpful. And that is all I got for now. So bye. Hello, group 4. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start off with our zodiac dice. We have Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Virgo, one more, and Scorpio. Hello, everybody. Sun, Moon, Rising. If you guys do want a personal reading, as always, I only restock those on the 1st of every month. If you're interested, I recommend you check out the description box with the link to my Etsy shop on the 1st of every month, or whatever month you're wanting a reading. Can I please get a message on who he is? Who is he? Okay. He's justice. So what does that tell me? That tells me this is a man that's fair, right? That tells me that this is a man who, for the most part, is very fair, very balanced. He may be somebody who tries his best to, right, practice what he preaches. When I see the Emperor, this tells me that this man is a leader. This man is very, very masculine. This man may be somebody who's a little bit older than yourself. This man may be somebody who's a little bit more established than yourself. This man is somebody that you can lean on, someone that you can count on, someone that you can rely on. This is, in my opinion, the perfect man. In my opinion, this is what I envision my ideal man to be. So, Emperor, great, fantastic, love that. Can I get a message on who he is? Okay. So the 4 of Swords, I'm reading the 4 of Swords as like I sit on my choices. I don't rush into making decisions. I'll sleep on it. I will rest on it. I will think about it. I will ponder on it before I quickly decide. So the 4 of Swords, typically this is talking about rest and a need to recharge, taking a break. And yes, I believe that the man we are talking about today, he is somebody who is perhaps in tune with his own like internal battery. But I'm more so reading this as a man who's not going to rush to make decisions. He's going to sit on it and think about it. He doesn't act out of, he doesn't react, right? He responds. That's what it feels like somebody who is responding, or somebody who takes their time when speaking or when making decisions. Almost the opposite, right, of this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is action-oriented. The Knight of Swords is going to run after what they want. They can be a bit impulsive at times. And perhaps he was like this more so when he was younger, but I do believe he has mastered the art of patience, or mastered the art of waiting and digesting what he wants to say or how he wants to proceed forward. Again, the Knight of Swords, you guys, this is referencing an energy of seeing something that you want and being very decisive about it and going after it. So he still possesses a little bit of that, but I think when it comes to making larger decisions, he is going to give himself at least a night to think on it. The Ace of Pentacles is somebody who takes advantage of opportunities that are in front of them. So again, there is this balance of I'm going to jump on the opportunity, but I'm not going to rush into something that I can like wait a night over, or I need to think over, right? It feels like his decision making is very sound and very mature. The Ace of Pentacles does talk about a golden opportunity as well. So you guys may view this man as a golden opportunity, or perhaps being in a relationship with him as a golden opportunity. The Seven of Pentacles, this may also be talking about like rarity, right? Like something that is rare that doesn't come around often. So the way he presents to you may appear to be very like rare as far as a man goes. The Seven of Pentacles is talking about hard work and effort. So he is going to be somebody who is willing to put in hard work and effort without necessarily seeing results. So he is going to put love, energy, resources, money into something that he believes in. He's going to show up every day. He's going to love, or again, put work into things that he sees potential in, even if in the moment he's not seeing results. Honestly, when I see the Seven of Pentacles in this context with this energy, with this person, I think he's going to be a really good father. I think he's going to be a father that invests in his children and sees the potential of their future and pushes them to be the best that they can be. For some reason, like his fatherly energy feels quite important. I'm not sure if he's going to be the same with you. If he's going to, right, invest in you and push you to be the best that you can be. I would assume so, but the initial reaction, it feels more so like he is like that with his children, or he will be like that with his children. Who is he? Who is he? Okay. The Star is a blessing. So again, group number 4, you may see him as a blessing. You may see him as something that is very rare. The Star also talks about hope for the future. So I do believe that it's like he's entering your life and he is bringing about hope. He is bringing about optimism as far as your future goes. The Page of Wands talks about excitement. It talks about new doors opening and being really excited about that. I do believe that he has, for the most part, a very optimistic point of view on the world. Like he believes things can get better. He believes that like all of his problems are temporary and there are always better days ahead. I don't think he's somebody who settles for like, I don't know if it's like I don't settle for the word no, or if it's like if something that I want isn't available to me, I'm just going to give up. It feels like he's someone where when he is met with failure, or when he is met with, again, the word no, it's not that he pushes through that and is like, well, I don't care, I'm going to take it anyways. It more so feels like he's like, okay, if I'm not getting what I want out of this, like I'm going to get it somewhere else. Like if I'm not getting what I want out of this career, or out of the time and energy I'm putting into my business, like I'm going to figure out a way to make this work. He feels like somebody who's very much resilient when it comes to, again, the hopefulness of his future. The Nine of Swords talks about internal struggles, or it talks about anxiety, depression, having a hard time sleeping. This is somebody from our past, or somebody who looks on their past with a lot of fondness. Again, I do believe that he is very hopeful in his future. Yes, he has a plan. He has a vision for the future, and he is going to execute that vision or succeed within that vision. I want to get a little bit more information on that Nine of Swords. Can I please get some info? Feeling trapped. Is this like night terrors? Starting over. I think his biggest fear is being held back. I think his biggest fear is not being allowed, or not like being with someone who's holding him back, or being in a situation where he feels like he can't move forward. Okay. We are going to go ahead and move on to our oracle cards. Who is he? Service. I feel good when I can help others. Trust. He's a trustworthy person. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I get a message on who he is? Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Forgiveness. He's a very forgiving person. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And then we have imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. Oh, okay. Going back to that Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords and the Fool, I think it's very possible that he may be somebody who is creative. I don't know if he's like an engineer, if he's a writer. I don't know exactly, again, what he does professionally, but I do feel that, again, there is this fear of being restricted, or this fear of not being able to create or embrace, again, different creative aspects of his mind. Limitation feels like a fear. Okay. Moving us forward. Can I get a message on who he is? Okay. He's very joyful. I do feel like this feels like a very happy individual. I do have to cover this one. We have new beginnings. Sorry about the cough. We have good cheer here. With kind hearts and humor free, my good cheer rules, so mote it be. We have confidence, so he's very confident in who he is. Here, we'll just cover that like that. He's very confident in who he is. He welcomes in new beginnings. He's joyful. Okay, I think I need a little bit more. We're going to pull from a different deck. I haven't pulled from this deck for the other piles, but I want to do that for you guys. Who is he? Financially healthy. He is somebody who's financially healthy. Again, I think he's very stubborn when it comes to, again, his optimistic point of view of his future and his optimistic point of view of like what his life is and what it's going to continue to be. So it makes sense that there is financial health. He's, again, a very forgiving person. Prosperity is showing up as well. So this is saying that he is somebody who's capable of receiving prosperity or achieving the goal of being prosperous. Who is he? Oh, okay. So he may come from a different country than yourself. We have sadness. We have judge, which I think he is not a very judgmental person. Again, he feels very open. He feels very fluid when it comes to the way that other people are choosing to live, or when it comes to people who are different from himself. Unexpected joy. He's just such a happy person. It's interesting. Hold on. Okay. Misunderstanding. Yeah, I'm taking this as like, I'm forgiving of misunderstandings. I get it that sometimes people aren't communicating to their best abilities, or people make mistakes, or that like he just feels like a very like happy, joyful, forgiving, hardworking individual, a trustworthy individual, somebody, again, who loves his children or will love his children and has a vision for the future and again, ideals on how to execute that vision. It feels like, again, he could have come, or he may be from a different country than yourself. This may play a role in his personality traits or how he approaches the world. I do, right? Everybody has sadness in them, so I don't think that this is something to harp on too much, but perhaps he is motivated by his sadness, or he's motivated by times in his life that were a bit darker. So now he lives his life with this joy, with this happiness, with this gratefulness, right? So I don't know, all in all, he feels like a very happy person, a very optimistic person, which I think is interesting because, again, he does have this really strong masculine energy about him, where in the same breath, he is, I think, oh, sorry guys, very stereotypically masculine. Can I please get a message? We have the courthouse here. We have high honor. We have despair. And we have unexpected income. So very clearly, you guys, he has come from a difficult background. And he has been able to achieve financial security, or he has been able to achieve a turn in his fortune or a turn in his financial health. And I think that he has achieved this through having high honors or being somebody who has achieved academically. So I think that's all great and fantastic. I would really like to see what your guys' relationship dynamic is, because I'm really not getting much on that. So okay. 1 second, group 4. Can I please get a message on what the relationship dynamic is? Who is he to group 4? Who is he to group 4? Fate. This is a destined partnership. Twin flame. Okay, there we are. And then support. So this is a destined partnership. This is going to be somebody who supports you. And again, I was feeling this again more so with his future children, or the children that you guys are going to have together. But it makes sense that he would also be this way towards his wife or towards his partner in life. So lean on your support system, or lean on your inner circle during this time. And then twin flame, this is a divine counterpart connection. So that is what this connection is. This is a divine counterpart connection, or a soul connection. I want to get one more deck. What is the nature of this relationship? Okay. Dang, I just keep getting hit with all of these cards I got to cover up. Okay. Adult freedom, inner peace. One more. Luminosity. He's going to make you so happy, group 4. He's going to share or spread his inner joy onto you. It feels like him coming into your life. It feels like a ray of sunshine. It feels like happiness. It feels like peace. It feels like joy and love and warm, fuzzy feelings. I have nothing negative to say about this individual. He seems like a really well-rounded person, and like on an emotional level, on a financial level, on a spiritual level, like he just seems all in all like a really solid individual. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull some messages from our satchel. Can I get a message on who he is for group number 4? Who is he? Who is he? You are my sun, my moon, and my stars. We have ego, average in height, everlasting love. We have freckles, large ears, tall, dark, and handsome. Languages, again, an indication that he may come from a different country than yourself or have a different first language than yourself. We have A, and we have light hair. So with that being said, group 4, we will go ahead and get one more card for when he is finding you. When is he going to be finding? Okay, give it time. It's in the works. And we have November. So we're going to leave it there, group 4. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I do hope it was helpful. I'm sending you guys so much love, and that is all I've got. So, bye.